Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Where in the World is Juliet? And when I get a chance, we'll go back to CAG and my normal platform. Anyway, I wanted to give you some perspective on the future of things that I see coming. I know that sometimes that helps you guys when I see and I'm not clairvoyant or anything. I see in connections, right? And it's like A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D. And once you get to a certain point, those branch out and you don't know what E is. And I have a tendency to be able to say, okay, E could be this because of this, right? And so I'm going to do some of that now. So what I think is I think we're going to see more pushback and more blowback and more from the sides that don't want discussion of what's really going on with the voter fraud and the fact that we should have a President Trump second term. See? And that's going to be exposed slowly, but they have to really expose the voter fraud. And right now, the media is running the whole other scenario, the propaganda, right? So what's going to happen at some point is something's going to break, and the people who are believing CNN and Bloomberg and all these different media outlets that are selling them a bill of goods, um, well, first they're going to erupt because they got a President Trump, right? Then they're going to erupt because of the voter fraud, and then they're going to erupt. I mean, it's going to be erupt, 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 and I'm thinking this is like a neurolinguistic programming or deprogramming activity for the people who are still entrenched in the propaganda, because at some point something's going to hit them directly in their face. See, that they fought for, and then they find out it's really evil, right? Because they thought they were on the side of right, or they're or and I mean, it's whatever it is going to be right in their face, or it's going to be they've been ugly about something that they believed, right? And then they're going to start looking at themselves, and that's usually an instantaneous, relatively instantaneous, meaning a shift of a week, you know. But it's usually kind of a violent process. Now, it can be violent emotionally, right? It doesn't have to be physical violence. Um, but I'm suspecting we're going to see a lot of physical violence. I'm seeing we're going to have a lot of people as these things become more and more to the surface, especially the evil. A lot of these people who think themselves elite and intelligent and superior. That's really the key, is superior. They're they may have a hard time wanting to continue. Um, and it's our job to let them know that they were misled, right? These are the good people we know who maybe are not being good people right now, right? They bought into all the propaganda. And I mean, I know several people that have just, well, they've shocked me because of how Nazi-esque they've gone completely, And what are these good people going to do when they realize that they've been the Nazis? It's going to be, well, none of them are going to be able to walk down the street, see? Maybe that's what that was supposed to be. And I mean those that misled them. See? And I'm expecting this to get rough. And the best thing I can tell you to do is I think it's going to be like a hurricane. And if I'm going to talk to the people who, if you are from a hurricane region, then you will understand exactly what I'm talking about, and you will understand the prep necessary to hunker down for the storm. If you're not, then you want to listen, because it will be okay. Even if the houses blow away, it will be okay. Because the truth is, all we have to do is we all have to survive together. Okay? It'll be okay. And I mean, the house thing, I meant very, very metaphorically. When a storm is coming, you prepare. If you're in a hurricane region, you prepare. You know, you get extra water in, you get extra food in, um, you get things that are shelf stable, maybe things that you don't have to cook, but you can kind of just pop the can and eat it, or pop the bag and add boiling water if you have access to, you know, a little rocket stove, which, by the way, there's a zillion, like, you need a handful of bricks and something, and you can make them. They're super easy to make. I've watched people make them out of a used Coke can. Um, but it doesn't have to even be that. I don't even necessarily think it's going to go that far. Okay, but you're preparing for a storm, so you don't know what the storm is actually going to bring, right? So you have to prepare yourself. And in this storm, I think the biggest part of prep, after you have basic supplies, basic. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a year's worth of toilet paper and a year's worth of food and stock up for everything. That hasn't been what we've gotten from the president at all. All the warnings on this have been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And you already have food in your cabinets now, right? Just make sure you have a little extra. And if you have the ability to have a little extra for maybe like someone else who won't or can't, then do it. If you can't, don't, right? Okay, so prepare for this storm in this way, because you have to pray yourselves up. You have to put on the armor of God. The optics of all of this is horrible, it's scary, it's terrifying, and it's on purpose. See, for them, that's what they want. They want us terrified. They want us freaking out. Because when you're in those scenarios, you don't make the best choices, right? Right? I've watched somebody who went to the grocery store and they decided the best thing that they could do for hurricane supplies was make a big batch of chili. Well, chili's not going to be good in 24 hours if we don't have a refrigerator, right? I mean, just, you got to use some logic. And this is very stressful stuff. You know, we got them talking about the Great Reset, right? And not NESARA, I'm talking about, not NESARA. And that's the New World Order version, right? That's the cryptocurrency. That's where they control everything, not gold-backed. NESARA's gold-backed, right? And so you have to keep on your armor of God, because they're trying to freak you out. It's their goal, right? And I think that that's part of the storm, see? You're part of the storm. See? If you are allowed to throw yourself into a tizzy, and it's okay for a short term. I mean, I got hit from every angle. I think on the last video I explained, this is a spiritual battle as well as a physical one. And I just got hit from a bunch of different angles, in a lot of different ways, in like a 2-day period, personally. And yeah, had a little freak out. I didn't think you wanted to see the freak out video, because it was all personal stuff, right? But this is a spiritual battle, and I could have stayed there and lived in that thought pattern, and you know, but that's not helpful. It's not helpful to me, not helpful to my family, not helpful to people around me, not helpful to you, right? And this whole thing has been about making things better. And so we have to worry about, I'm not telling you to put on the blinders where you're la la la, you don't see, right? But what I'm telling you to do is put on that helmet. Pray yourself up. Pray yourself up for this spiritual battle, because this is a spiritual battle too. I mean, I don't care whether you want to talk about their demons. I don't care whether you want to talk about their fallen angels. I don't care whether you want to talk about their aliens, right? I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. All I know is that we have a battle going on. Sorry, something on the roof. Two factions, and we are kind of in the middle, right? And we can do our parts because we're part of this, but I want to be this part of light. And the only way I know how to do that is keep trying to focus on God. And it wasn't until in all of this personal stuff that came at me that I started to stop spinning until I started to find my gratitude to God. You know, I mean, I had to be grateful for the things I'm grateful for, right? I have a roof over my head, albeit tiny, and I'm stuffed in here, but I have a roof over my head. I have, electric for the moment. I have, and the same thing for where I'm parked. For the moment, I don't know what the future holds. None of us does. And so the best thing that I think we can do at this time is I have food on my table. I have people in my life that love me, that I love. I love God. I love my country. I love my president. We have so many things to be grateful for. And the optics are so bad that they want you not grateful. They want you freaked out. Find your center. Okay? And I did that by praying up. So I'm going to encourage you to pray up and find your center, right? Because, well, we're all in this together, even the ones that don't know that they're in it with us, right? And so let's raise the vibrations as much as we can. Pray and cry out to God and reach out to each other. God bless you all and have a great day. And I really think we're going to get through this. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right? Bye, guys.